that's good.
I haven't found my first Blanton's.
Wow. That's different. I really like that. Peychauds or Peychauds or Peychaud.
Yeah, non-gorgeous, although probably fuzzier was better.
Okay. So this is not what I expected. I know. It's not all that bad, right? It's not nice outside. If you're anywhere around Northwest Ohio, as I am, we got a little bit of a weather incident. They said we were going to get like, I don't know, between 8 and 14 last night, and we didn't. We got like 3 where I am. But then today, the blowing and the drifting and the has started. I kind of a little bit feel like this guy. I had to show him off. My friend made this for me. This is my new Christmas elf on the shelf, just because this is a funny moment in history. It's just hilarious. Okay. All right. So, hey, it's Thursday. It's a beautiful bourbon time, and we got some people watching. Austin's here. Jeff is here. Paul is here. And Teresa, hi. And Lester, and yeah, baby. Paul is here. Paul, hey. Paul doesn't get to join us very often because he works third shift most of the time, so he's sleeping at this point or doing whatever he has to do to get ready to go to work. So, Paul, I'm glad you're here. I know that he's got a little something he's opening tonight, and Paul, I don't remember what it was. I know we had a conversation about it. I know I said I had one. I hadn't opened it yet. I don't remember what it was. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. All right, so NULU is what we're doing tonight. Now, NULU has one of these wax topper thingies, which I'm becoming less and less of a fan of because they're just messy. They're just messy. But NULU is now, okay, so NULU creates all of their single barrels in small batches, and we're really small batches, and they're all hand done. It is sourced juice from MGP in Indiana. I like MGP juice. I'm not going to complain about it. And then they do it in their own barrels. I don't know about the mash bill because it's MGP and they're not publishing it. I don't know about the char or the toast of the barrels. They're not publishing it. There's really not a lot of information about NULU as far as what is in the bottle. What they talk about with NULU is the culture of it, who the people are that make it, where it is, what they're doing. It started in 2016, hasn't been around that long. These are aged 4.5, sometimes 5 years, which is respectable. Who we got? NULU is the one you were wondering about. Okay, but you were going to open one tonight, weren't you? Wasn't there one, Paul, that you were going to actually open tonight? Or was it the NULU? Were you drinking with me? I don't remember. Man. But the stuff that they make, the bottles that they have, they branded after areas around Louisville. So NULU is actually a local vibe that they call for like an upscale part of Louisville. It's actually called New Louisville, NULU. That's where this gets its name. Everything that they do except for the distillation of the juice itself is actually done in Louisville. So you can go to the place where they have the barrels and there's a bar and there's entertainment and there's stuff to do, and it's all part of that NULU experience in New Louisville. But that's where it gets its name. Let's let it, ooh, nice pop. We'll just let it breathe a couple minutes. I like the fact that it's kind of a synthetic cork. At first, being a purist and a snob, I was like, a synthetic cork? I can't have this filth. But I like the idea of it because that means it's not going to degrade and fall apart in the bottle. So if you just happen to store it, like you would wine on its side, which you shouldn't do with bourbon or rye or anything like that. Wine, you're fine. You want to keep the cork moist. But stuff like this, it's going to eat the cork, so don't do that. Anyway, but the synthetic cork is nice. Okay. Paul says, was drinking That's right. Russell's Single Barrel, working on some Weller 107 now. Hey, you're having a night of it. When you don't have to go to work, you have a night of it. I can respect that. I did that last night. Had a bottle kill last night. I'm sorry. Next of kin has been notified. All right, so this is made by the Prohibition Craft Spirits Distilling Company. This one is 120.4 proof. It's a hottie. It's going to be a warm one. So we're not going to go crazy and do a lot of the cocktails tonight. We're just going to try it, do the ice, do the water, and I'm going to give you my impression of what I think about NULU. This one is one I had to go up north to get it. Lambertville, Michigan, there's a place called the Liquor Cabinet. And they've had this pick, and I don't know if it's the same pick, but they've had a NULU pick, a single barrel pick, which is NULU's specialty, is working with these places and doing special single barrel picks. And I guess that's why they're so popular, right? But so I went to the Liquor Cabinet in Lambertville, and they had this, and I had seen it, and I left it sit. This is like an $80 bottle, and I let it sit, maybe 85. And then I went back again another time and went over to Flicks and bought a bunch of stuff over there, and then just headed over to the Liquor Cabinet to see if there's anything over there. Saw it sitting there. Hey, we got our single barrel NULU. Well, you want to got it? You want to get it? And I didn't do it. I think it was like the fourth time I went in there, I finally said, fine. And I actually went in there specifically for this because I've been hearing people talk about it. So I wanted to give it a try. So this is 120 proof. Hey, Melissa, how are you? I'm glad you're here. Let's see. Aged 4 years, 10 months, 18 days, so almost 5 years. Runs that gamut. Not all of them are going to be aged the same. Some of them are a little younger. Some of them have a little more age on them. Let's see. They become known for their sourcing of barrels for private barrel picks for clubs, stores, things like that, along with distilling other craft spirits on site. Their single barrel line is sourced MGP, bottled unfiltered at cask strength. Now that's one thing I like. The cask strength, we'll see how I like that. The unfiltered, I like that. I think the unfiltered gives for a better mouthfeel myself. Just out of curiosity. Yeah, I don't see any floaties or anything, any particulate in the bottle, so I don't know. They say unfiltered. I don't know if that means both no carbon filter and no chill filtering. It says unfiltered. Maybe it'll say on the back of the bottle. We bring you these carefully selected barrels of MGP, and they don't even hide that. That is so cool. I love that. Because so many people, they'll source MGP, and then they won't acknowledge MGP. These guys, it's on the label. I like that. Okay. Bring you these carefully selected barrels of MGP bourbon, uncut and unfiltered, while our own distillate rests. Ooh, that's promising. Every barrel is different, and each one of our straight bourbon whiskey barrels will be unique and flavorful. Okay. All right. Love the setup. Ha! See, what you don't know, or Trent, I don't know if you know this or not, but this is a green screen behind me, and I can change the look of it at will. So, like, I can do this background. I can do this background. I like that one. Let's stick with that one. Without it, I'll show you that one. Okay, so let me just position this in a better way. Yeah, so it's not as pretty. It's not as pretty, Trent. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Yeah. So this is what it looks like. I don't do this all the time. I've only been doing this for like the last month or so, and it's worked out really well because what's back there is not so pretty, and I would much rather go with the other one. So let's go back to that, as a matter of fact. So yeah. So I'm glad you like it, Trent. I'm glad you don't feel cheated. All right. So anyway, what else? There's not like a lot to tell you. Again, made right in downtown Louisville. The folks behind this are real craftsmen. I read a story online where they were, the writer was visiting I can't call it really a distillery. I can, but it isn't. Anyway, he was visiting their location. And they were breaking down the barrels, their own barrels that had been used, and were building furniture out of it. I want some. I want some of that. I gotta visit. I gotta see that for my own eyes. So named after New Louisville. We talked about that. Okay, it's devotion. Naming it after the place where they sit. So I like it. All right, let's get things moving. Okay. I don't know. I had a silly moment. I just tried it. It's all about carrying joy inside. The sunshine that eludes us comes from inside, right? Okay. I'm cheesy tonight. I know. So I'm in the liquor store the other day and I'm picking up some stuff. And I picked up a new Redemption rye. The priciest of all of them, but it's aged in a rum cask, like Angel's Envy rye. So I'm looking forward to try that. We'll try that here in a few weeks. And then I've got one we're going to try next week. I'll tell you what that one is as we get close to the end. Got a special thing that we're doing next week. We're going to be doing it live in Cleveland. If everything goes right, we're going to be live in Cleveland. I have been asked to be on camera for a corporate thing, and we're going to be using a professional studio and everything. And while we're there, we're going to do a Bourbcast. The guy who's hiring me is a friend, and he wanted me to do a Bourbcast live in Cleveland. So we're going to do that, and he's going to join me. All right. Hey, William's watching. Cody's watching. Cool. Hey, the gang's all here. This is 120.4 proof. I'll give you my address so you can come and pick me up later. Off the floor. All right. Wow, for such a high proof, there's not a lot of nose. I would expect it to just come, that ethanol would just come bursting out at me, but trying to find the right adjective. Or is that an adverb? Or is that a verb? It's got a lighter note. Vanilla's strong on the nose. It's got a sweet nose. It's salted caramel. There's a fruit. I'm trying to pick. I'm taking my time here because there's a fruit in it and I can't. Pear? Sounds reasonable. Maybe a little banana. It's a sweet, light nose, and it's not what I expected at all. It's a darker color. It's 120 proof. I expected this thing to come jumping out at me, but it really isn't. It's a little timid on the nose, but actually it's got a nice, pleasant nose. I'm not catching a lot of the rye notes. I was looking for it. I don't. My bourbon wheel is missing. I got this book here. A friend of mine sent me this whiskey business book. Maybe there's a. No, there's not a flavor wheel on that. Never mind. I don't mean to waste your time. Excuse me. Pardon me. Yeah. All right. All right, well, hey, the nose isn't doing it. Let's see what happens on the palate. Bottoms up. really does not present itself as 120 proof. I mean, the legs are long on the tongue. The bloom that I got, the burn I got on the tongue, it's sitting there and it's resting for a while. I still have it. There's a numbness on my tongue now, but it doesn't present itself to the rest of my palate as 120 proof. I mean, some of the higher proof bourbons that I've had, I get done and I want to go, heh! Stagg Jr. was like that. And there's been a couple of other ones. There was the Knob Creek that was cask strength that did that, and there was a couple of other ones, but this is not doing that. Okay, let's go back for number 2, and we'll get an actual profile out of it now that the ethanol's out of the way. The flavors do not leap out. The flavors are good, but you finally get a chance to really experience them on the legs. The first thing I noticed when I took my first dram of this, and even to an extent the second one, is that it dried my mouth out like that. Now maybe that's because it's a high proof. I don't know. I don't get that with other high proof pours, but this one, it was very dry. And I can respect that. I like a dry drink. That's why I like a lot of red wines, because they're dry. And this one, this one just, it's like, sucked the spit right out of my mouth. I was like, whoa! That was the face I made on that first taste, is it just pulling all the moisture out of my mouth. Now, it didn't do it as bad the second time, but it did do it. So let's go back for number 3 and let's see what I can find in there, because I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like this drink. I don't know why yet. That's a strange thing for me, is to like it and not know why. I'm not pulling anything specific out of it, and that's weird. So let's go for number 3, get the heat out of the way, get the dryness out of the way, and see what I can pull out of this. Okay. It still does not present as 120 proof. It's hot, don't get me wrong. It's a warm one. Does not present as 120 proof. Okay, but what I did get out of it, first of all, I was right about the unfiltered. I love the mouthfeel on this. It's creamy, and it actually conjures a cream soda in the flavors. The vanillas are strong. There's a light caramel that I like. There was something else that I caught too, and now it's gone. Now I don't know what it was. Huh? Does that mean I'm going to have to pour myself some more? Yeah. That was creepy sounding. I know it was. All right. All right. Just let this get some air. The other one had some air, and I didn't pour as much this time, so I'm just going to let this have a little air. I was watching another reviewer the other night online, and the guy knows his stuff, and I enjoyed watching his video. And I would tell you who it is, but I don't remember his name. But watching him drink, I kind of take my time and I let it aerate over my tongue and all that stuff. And that guy just, big, big. He didn't drink the whole thing. Don't get me wrong. It's just big gulps of everything, and he swallowed pretty quick. So, okay. I mean, he does it his way. I do it mine. You do it your way. That's fine. I want to hold on to it, and I want to test those flavors and see what I can find out of it. There's a very so slight, very, like you got to look for it, chocolate note, like a milk chocolate note. And I'm not going to go so far as a toffee because it isn't. Butterscotch is up there too. So vanilla, caramel, butterscotch is what I'm getting out of it. It's just hard to pull the flavors out of it because it does have a significant proof. So Paul asks, is the cream comparable to Weller 107? I'm going to be one of the few, Paul, that's going to tell you something honest about Weller 107. The OWA, the OW. I don't care for it. I really like the Special Reserve, the green bottle. I really like the 12-year. I am not a fan of 107. I would not put this in the same league with 107. They're not the same pour. 107, to me, it's got a bitterness to it. If it was a rye, I would tell you that it's because of the high rye, but it's a wheat. And I don't know necessarily 100% what the mash bill is on that. I'm getting numb right here. So, I mean, it's 120 proof and it's real, but it doesn't present itself as such on the palate. Either that or I'm just way too used to high proof stuff. Anyway, the 107 to me, just, it's 107 proof, so it's up there too. Not as high as this, but it's up there. It's got a darkness to it. The baking spices are heavy in the 107. I'm not going to say that's the case in this. I'm getting a sweetness, a butterscotch, caramel, vanilla, maybe honey. Yeah, maybe honey. So my address is, if anybody wants to come and pick me up off the floor. Let's move this back. All right. I really probably ought to be drinking some water. So just bear with me. I guzzle. I honestly do. All right. You know, before I get into this one, I'm going to go ahead and add some water to it. All right. Somehow I've got closed captionings on my little reading here. Are you guys getting closed captions too? That's annoying to look down and see that. Because this is a warmer one, I'm going to give it a squirt and a half. All right. I remembered stuff this week, right? I remembered my Glencairn glass. I remembered my water. I'm walking in high cotton here. Okay. In full disclosure, I've been editing a television show. And in the television show, one of the guys in the show says something went right. Or something, he wished something would go right. And if that happened, he'd be walking in high cotton. I like the saying. It's got a panache to it. But I had to look it up. I mean, I got the gist, I think, of what he meant. That it's cool. It would be good, right? It would be a plus. But what it actually means, like, let's say you're out on a cotton field and you're harvesting cotton. If you've got, I mean, those bushes are notoriously low. So after a day out picking cotton, your back's going to hurt. Well, if you've got a great crop and your cotton plant grew high, your back's not going to hurt. So, yeah, I can see where it would be a really good thing. Too bad tobacco doesn't grow that high. You can say, I've been walking in high tobacco. Why would you say that? Okay. All right. Tom is watching. Hey, Tom. How are you? Hey, Tom. I was going to call you earlier today. Happy birthday. I know it's Tom's birthday, and Tom and I go way back. But it's only because he's so old. Happy birthday, my brother. Brother from another mother. All right, so this is the NULU with a little water in it. see if I can pull something out now that I've knocked it down just a smidge. It's interesting. You add water, and it dries out my mouth again. You'd think that if you add water, it won't do that. It did that. It's very tasty. This is a nice drink. I should have brought down all the stuff to mix something like an old fashioned. It's just got a lot of great flavor. This single barrel is fantastic. The water did open it up some, and it got past the ethanol. Gave me a chance to taste more of what's in it. And you're welcome, Tom. You're welcome, and I'm glad you're here. Daniel's here. Hey man, how are you doing? This is the NULU. This is a single barrel, a special store pick from Lambertville, Michigan. It's 120.4 proof, and it doesn't present itself as such. Although, if you give it some time, it starts to present itself as such. Let me go for the flavors again. I just added like an ounce and a half of water, maybe. I don't even know how big this squirt is. I wanted to say it was an ounce squirt, but that doesn't sound right. Well, that doesn't mean it's thinking good. It measures it in milliliters. So it's 1 milliliter, and then I added another, say, 0.6 milliliters. Whatever that equates to. I don't have any idea. NULU Toasted Barrel, amazing stuff. This is not the Toasted Barrel. They do have several different NULUs, and one of them, I'm going to mess this up because I don't remember. It's a special barrel. It's not toasted. It's something else. I didn't know they had a toasted barrel. So that's cool. I'm just getting into some of the toasted barrel stuff. I've got the, what is it? The Elijah Craig toasted. I have it. I haven't opened it yet. I did try the Basil Hayden toasted. Really? You can't taste Basil Hayden normally. You put it in a toasted barrel, that's just marginally better. Marginally. Not punch him in the mouth. Anyway. About a half an ounce. Okay, thank you. Oh, you're drinking that now. Okay, great. And Tom says that 1 milliliter is about a half an ounce. So I added about an ounce total to this. So it's a little less than half and half at this point. All right. Folks, I like this. The mouthfeel is creamy and buttery, and it's really good. Wow, I am a little bit blown away by this because while I can't really pull out specifics, butterscotch, very slight milk chocolate note, vanilla, salted caramel, the lighter part of bourbon. The dark part, the dates, the prunes, the pepper, the cigar, the tobacco, those notes are not here. If you're looking for a high proof, sweeter bourbon, this is one that I would put in that sweeter category. And excuse me, as much as I like red wines and dryness, and I don't like sweet wines, I do like the sweeter side of bourbons. The butterscotches, the vanillas, the caramels, the honeys. That's what I was looking for last time, was honey. Number 6. Huh? All right. It's there, but you got to look for it. You got to search for it. If you want to find honey, it's there. It is there, but you have to look for it. Okay. Our last test is nigh. I'm on a silly streak tonight. Yes, I know. It's time to plug Wintersmiths. No, they're not a partner. No, I don't make any money off of it. Daniel says. There's a guy in Northwest Ohio, bourbon enthusiast, that is friends with the owner of NULU. He brought some back from the source for trades. Crack the Flicks Woodford Double Oak tonight. Good job, Jason. I had that last week. I like it. It's different than a lot of other double oaked. It's got an earthiness to it that I haven't seen in other place, in other, in the regular barrel, or the regular blend. But I liked it. It was good. As a matter of fact, it's right here. I haven't gone very far with it. It's kind of what I would consider a little bit of a dessert whiskey for me. It's not like a drinker. Like, I wouldn't want to sit there and drink it all night. After like a Thanksgiving meal, or after, maybe some pulled pork, which I made the other day and it was really good. I can see it then, but as far as sitting around all night and having a drink with your friends, no, there's other things for that. Okay, to me, Daniel, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you coming along. All right, let's go on ice now. This is the Wintersmiths Ice Ball. I was saying, no, I don't get any money from them, and no, there's nothing in it for me to promote them. I just really like their product. It's not perfect. The mold can be a little clunky. It doesn't have a zero learning curve. You have to kind of practice with it a little bit. But with my other mold, I like using either very hot or boiling water. This one, I don't have to do that. I can use tap water. I still prefer it to be hot tap water or up there a little bit to help that oxygen escape. But I do like the Wintersmiths mold, and I look forward to buying more of what they have. They've got other molds that I want. They've got a Collins glass with a long spear. I really want that one. Problem is that the molds are expensive. They're not cheap, and I gotta want to use it regularly. The big spheres I'm using regularly. The small spheres I'm not, and then I don't have any of the other ones, but I will. 29.57 milliliters is an ounce. Okay. So the 1 milliliter I used was not even close to an ounce. It was a 29th of an ounce. You're going to make my brain explode, man. It doesn't take much when you math me. When you math me, no. He don't math. All right. I'm just spinning this around. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. Just a little bit. Spinning this around, trying to cool it down. The ice sphere, one of the nice things about that is I could fill this glass with ice cubes, but you would have more surface area of the ice exposed to the liquid, and it would melt faster and dilute the drink faster. This is a big ice sphere, clear, so it's really hard, it's really big, and it's going to melt slowly, which means it's going to cool the drink without diluting it as quickly. For anybody who's here that's new, I just wanted to share that little piece of information with you. See what I'm saying? I got to practice my Cajun. I'm probably going to Louisiana later this month. A Bourbcast from Louisiana. That would be cool. All right. The glass is cold. Henceforth, the drink is cold. It still kicks. It's not kicking like a mule. It's kicking like a 2-year-old when you don't expect it, because you know how that goes. They'll get you right in the face. They'll get you right in the. They'll kick you, and they'll kick you hard. They don't mean to. They don't know they're 2. Still kicks like a 2-year-old. But it knocked a lot of that ethanol down, a lot of that. It's just nicely balanced. This has got a lot of flavor to it. I'm picking up a little apple. I'm finally getting some cinnamon, which I hadn't gotten before. There's definitely some honey in the pour once you cool it off. Now, the flavors on this are going to be muted when you cool it down. So, but in this case, they're still, I mean, they're probably, it's easier for me to pick out what's there now than it was before, even though the flavors are muted. That butterscotch is still just screaming at me. I would say, excuse me, I would say that's probably the predominant flavor I'm getting off of it now that it's been cooled down. Still getting vanilla, salted caramel, which I like. I like that it's consistent throughout, from neat to water to ice. I do like that. But now that I've been able to really knock it down and really cool it off, and the flavors are just fantastic. I got a little licorice on there. I don't like licorice, but it's a sweet side of it, and it really is nice. Maybe it's anise. They're so similar. Ryan's watching. Hey Ryan, how are you? We're just getting to the tail end, but I'm glad you're here. We're doing the NULU. This is 120.4 proof. It is a single barrel, and that's what they're known for. Excuse me, so single barrel picks that go out to bars and, excuse me, goodness gracious, stores and clubs. And it's fantastic. The flavors on this are just fantastic. I'm always skeptical about cooling it down and muting the flavors and watering it down some, but this is really enabling me the opportunity to pull those flavors out. And again, even on ice, the mouthfeel is still just perfect. It's creamy, it's buttery, it's got a nice viscosity to it. It's not thin. It's just really, really nice. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I really, really like this bottle. This is the NULU Single Barrel, barrel proof, non-chilled filtered, non-filtered, straight bourbon whiskey. This is fantastic. I like this pour. Putting this up against Stagg Jr., this wins. 107, Antique 107 was mentioned, this wins. To me. I mean, you might like Stagg. You may like Weller 107. Great. There's a lot of people who really like the Weller 107 and are doing everything they can to find a bottle of it. I don't love it. I like it. I'll drink it. I've gone through my share of it. Gosh, if I had a choice, I'd go with this. This is good. In some ways, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to overblow this. But in some ways, this is going to be a hard sell. In some ways, this bottle reminds me of George T. Stagg. Okay, now let's get the obvious out of the way. Stagg is aged for a long time. I think it's, what, a 10-year? At least. This is a 4-year. But with George T. Stagg, it's barrel proof. And it's probably the most delicious pour I've ever had. I love George T. Stagg. The thing about Stagg is you'll drink it and you get the flavor without all that heat. You know it's there, but it doesn't come after you. This, even though it's only a 4-year, is so similar. I bet if they put this in the barrel for another 6 years, at the same proof, don't change a thing. you could rival this with George T. Stagg any day. Really, really like this pour. It surprises me how much I like this pour. So I haven't seen this in Ohio yet. I don't go all over Ohio looking though anymore. I know that they have it in Lambertville, Michigan, and I know they have it in other bordering states. This is the single barrel straight, unfiltered. So look for this one. This one is a barrel pick from Lambertville, the liquor cabinet. So if you're in the area, go there and pick it up. This is really, really good. I like this one a lot. Next week, we are going to be live in Cleveland, Ohio. I've been asked to go up and be on camera for a corporate video, a trade group, which is going to be fun. I'm going to be pretending to be an old man. I'm going to have an Einstein wig and a pipe and a smoking jacket sitting in front of a fire. It's going to be really cool. It'll be a lot of fun. I get to ad-lib and be stupid like I am with you guys. But I've been invited to go up there next Thursday. So that's where we're going to do the Bourbcast. I've been told, hey, let's do the Bourbcast from Cleveland. They got a full studio. I'm like, all right, let's do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up one that at first I wasn't excited about. And then I got talking to the guy at the liquor store about it some more. And the more I thought about it, it's like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I want this to be the new product. And that is the Boone County Pot Still. Boone County, this is MGP. This traditionally has been MGP as well. This, however, is the first product of Boone County and their own home distilled product. It's their distillate. The difference between what they got from MGP is a sour mash. In a sour mash profile, what they do is they take the ends of the mash, what's left over, and they use it, they recycle it, and they make it as a starter in the next new batch of their distillate, of their recipe, right? So with this, the pot still, that isn't there. The end isn't there, therefore no beginning for the next one. So there's no beginning and there's no end. All there is for this is the middle of the distillation process, of the mash process. When it's distilled, it's distilled. Before that is when they do the cooking. It's when they have the grains and they add the yeast and all that stuff. So this is a different style product than the MGP that they had before. It's not sourced, it's theirs, and it's different altogether. So being that this is the first of its kind with Boone County, and I like Boone County, the MGP stuff, and I kind of hope they don't stop using MGP for the regular Boone County, because I really do like it. I have no problem with MGP. They do a damn good job. This I'm excited to try, and I want to take it to my friend and let him try it, see what he thinks of it. The other neat thing about this, that's you won't be able to see this on camera, but on the back down here, it's actually in raised letters on the glass bottle. It says, made by ghosts. Ghosts. I will have to look into that and find out what that's all about, because I think that's cool. But yeah, we'll be doing the Boone County, Kentucky Pot Still Bourbon next week in Cleveland, live, right here at 7:30 on Beautiful Bourbon. In the meantime, we're really getting lackadaisical on taking photos. I've been using the stock photos for NULU and for the other things. I will get to doing that. It's just not nice out today, and I was not going to go outside and take a photo. And inside, I live here, and I don't think it's all that pretty, so and I'm just used to it. Maybe I don't know, I'll come up with a way to do this, but I need to take a photo of NULU. Need to take some other stuff too. I'll be doing that shortly. Do it in costume. I could do it I will be tasting the Boone County, Teresa. I'm kind of excited about it. I am. I want to open it right now and taste it, but after as much as I've had of the NULU, the 120 proof, I don't think it would register. Do it in costume. I could do the first part of it in costume. That would be kind of fun, actually, Tom. maybe I'll do that. I started tonight with my coat on because it's so cold outside, so why not? So that's next week. I do encourage you to let people know that we're going to be doing this, so share it. We're on Instagram at Beautiful Bourbon. Of course, you're on Facebook now. We're on YouTube. I'm still awful at that. I just don't like YouTube, but I'm doing it. I'm trying, right? We're going to be, I've got one video on Rumble. I'm going to start moving some stuff over there. And of course, the blog, which is also woefully way behind, is beautifulbourbon.com. The whole purpose behind this was taking photos, and then I just haven't been doing it because this kind of took over. The Bourbcast took over, and I don't mind. This has been fun. And I'm glad so many of you have joined us tonight. That is really, really cool. We will see you again next week. Tomorrow, I'm going to be spending the day shoveling. Have another drink. It's all right. I'm skipping my workout, so I'll shovel. Hey, we will see you next week live from Cleveland. Until then, don't break your back shoveling, and I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me on a Thursday night. We will see you next Thursday. And again, if you get the opportunity to find this, get it, and tell me what you think. IM me, PM me, say something on the comments of the video. Let me know what you think of this, because I know what I think of this, and I'm impressed. I'd like to know what you think of it. So get this and let me know. And in the meantime, we will see you next week, and thanks again. I really, really appreciate it. Take care.